Yo, today we're going to take a look at what youth players can make that step up to the first team. Because I feel like the way it's looking right now, our youth academy, our youth players are going to have... If I'm a youth player right now, I'm telling my agent, listen, put all those loan deals on hold. I might have a chance of some first team football this year because United's penny pinching. They are penny pinching. Yeah? So let's have a look at the squad. And I mean the current squad, the available squad. Yeah, so I ain't including Ugarte, like he's out. So I'm gonna go through the squad, and then we're gonna take a look at the possible youth players, academy players that could supplement this squad. Yeah, assuming that we don't make any more transfers from now, because that's what it looks like. I'm hoping we add to the squad, but as it stands, let's have a look at it. If the season started now, which youth players, if any, could make that jump and should make that jump? So straight away, let's start from the goalkeepers here. We're gonna go through the squad. So we've got Lemens, Darlow, Heaton. We don't need another goalkeeper. There's 3 of them there. Even though I'm not over the moon with Darlow as the backup keeper, whatever. Cool. Right backs. We've got Dalot and Mazraoui. Me personally, I feel like we should strengthen that right back more than left back. I know everyone's talking about left back. I feel like we should strengthen that right back more than left back, or get a player that can play both sides, because Mazraoui he's prone to injuries. He's injury prone. So I would like a right back who can provide an attacking threat, can bomb on, provide assists and goals. We don't get that from Dalot. We don't get that from Mazraoui. And Mazraoui's injury prone. Yeah, so, but yeah, there's not ready. We got Kamason. I don't think Kamason's ready for the for the first team yet. Although he does have potential, I don't think he's ready. I think he needs a loan. He needs a loan. So then we got at centre back De Ligt, Leacher, Maguire, Euro, and Heaven. Obviously, De Ligt and Leacher are injury prone. So really and truly, we could do with a backup at centre back. You know, a young player at centre back. So for me, any centre backs that are showing promise, I would have let them leave on loan. You're staying at the club. So the likes of who's the young centre back again? He looks like he's Harry Maguire's son. Let's have a look. What's his name again? Is it Armour? I think it's Armour. Let's have a look. I think it's Armour. Might be Armour. Let's have a look. Armour, yeah, Dan Armour. Dan Armour. He reminds me of a young Harry Maguire. He's left-footed though. Even Kokonki. We ain't seen Kokonki in pre-season. But even Kokonki, I wouldn't listen. You're not going anywhere. No loans, nothing. You're staying right here. Yeah, Dan Armour, Kokonki, you lot are staying. Because we can't bank on De Ligt and Leacher staying fit for the whole season. Right now, they're both injured, so do you know what I mean? Luke Shaw and Dorgu I've got at left back. I'm happy with that. Luke Shaw, steady Eddie experience, decent defender. Dorgu, when we need an attacking threat, going up overlaps and whatnot, doing the things that Shaw doesn't do anymore, can't do anymore, to tell you the truth. And then I've got Harry Amas. You're going nowhere. I'm hearing this, was it 6 million? They're putting him on the market for 6 million. You're going nowhere. You're staying. Like, it doesn't look like we're going to spend. So we don't want to spend 60 for Lewis Hall, but we want to sell Amas for 6 million. Doesn't make any sense to me. Listen, unless we get a left back in, Amas is staying. And he's going to be back up to Shaw and Dorgu. Because like we're all saying, we doubt Shaw is going to be able to play the same amount of games he played as last season, especially now that we're in Europe. So yeah, let's move on. Midfield. It looks like the reluctancy to strengthen at midfield is because of the, I don't know if it's Carrick's idea or Ineos's idea, but we've got Mount now seen as an out-and-out midfielder. Yeah, and then so that leaves Mount, Maino, Tielemans, and Santos as our 4 out-and-out midfielders. So for me, Tyler Fletcher, you're going nowhere. You're going nowhere. You're staying at the club. You're going to be the 5th midfielder if and when needed. Yeah, and I feel like a 5th midfielder will be needed because Mount is injury. I don't even want to call him injury prone. He's, what's a stronger word than prone? He is barely fit. Let's just say he's barely fit. So a 5th midfielder will be needed. Also, Maino picks up knocks here and there. Tielemans is injury prone as well. So yeah, definitely a 5th midfielder is fit. We got the Azoko. How do we say his name? We got the centre midfielder. He's supposed to be the next Caicedo. Christian Orozco, 18 years old. Yeah, we let him get his feet wet at academy level. Hopefully the following season he'll be ready. If not, we send him on loan, of course. So those are the 5 midfielders when you add Tyler Fletcher. So we got midfield, we got Mason Mount, Maino, Tielemans, Santos, Tyler Fletcher. Right, at cam, as we've seen, Michael Carrick has been playing Lacey, SHEA Lacey as a cam. This is when I knew, yeah, that Mount is definitely seen now as part of those out-and-out midfielders. Because remember, Mount was Bruno's replacement at 10. But now Mount is being played as a midfielder. SHEA Lacey has been playing it as a 10. And they really want to get Lacey used to that 10 role because when substitutions were made against Atletico Madrid, Jack Fletcher came on the pitch. Now, Jack Fletcher is an out-and-out midfielder. He's a 10 or he's an 8. Yeah, he's not a wide player. Lacey is a right winger by trade who can play as a 10, as a cam. However, when Jack Fletcher came on the pitch, Jack Fletcher, they put him on the right wing. They didn't say, Lacey, you go to the right. Jack, you play in your position as a cam. No, they played Jack Fletcher as a right wing because they want to give Lacey as much experience at cam as they possibly can because they're obviously looking to play him as a cam in the first team. Being as we got Mbeumo and Ahmed, they don't miss much games, those 2 out wide. So, do you know what I mean? And Bruno, at his age now, will be used more sparingly, should we say. So, yeah, I think those 2 will be at cam. Bruno and Lacey will be our 2 cams. And then, as it stands. And then I also feel like JJ Gabriel can supplement that as a cam / second striker. He plays a little bit differently to Bruno and Lacey. He plays closer to goal. If you see him play in the academy and whatnot, he links very well with OBI. And I feel like Sesko and Xerxes are both similar profiles in terms of their tall, strong, you know what I mean, their physical presence. And then JJ Gabriel is very intelligent. He picks up pockets of space where he doesn't play up against defenders, whereas Sesko and Xerxes will do all of that stuff. And JJ picks up space, plays off of the big striker. Yeah, I think he could definitely supplement that cam position. Then we've got Mbeumo and Ahmad as our right wingers. Those guys are always fit. They play almost every game. I don't think we need to look at any right winger to supplement. Plus, we've got Lacey at cam, who can come in as a right winger. That's his natural position. Left wing, we got Cunha and Rashford as it stands. That's how it is. Cunha and Rashford. And we've also got Thompson. Thompson as part of the deal, it was said that he will be looked on as part of the first team squad. Yes, he's young. Yes, he can get game time in the academy, but he will be looked upon as part of the first team squad. So we got to include Thompson straight away at left wing. Although me personally, I've seen Thompson play. I've seen United Tottenham games. I've seen Thompson play many occasions, and I didn't understand spending that money on Thompson, where I know he's injured, but we have Noah Ajayi. And for me, Noah Ajayi has got a higher ceiling than Thompson, if not even better than Thompson right now. I know he's injured, but Noah Ajayi, and then what it does is it sends a bad message to Noah Ajayi, because believe it or not, Noah Ajayi and JJ Gabriel are both being hunted by top teams right now. Bayern are trying to get Noah Ajayi plus other teams. JJ Gabriel's wanted by basically everyone. Yeah. So to sign a player like Thompson, a young player in Noah Ajayi's position, it does send a bad message. Do you know what I mean? And I've got a lot of faith in Noah Ajayi. Like I said, I feel like his ceiling is higher than Thompson's. If you haven't seen Noah Ajayi play, I suggest you go and check him out so you understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, as it stands, Thompson, we have to include him, like, because it was said that he, like JJ Gabriel, we have to include him because it was also said with JJ Gabriel where, like I said, a lot of teams were looking at him. They kind of made a verbal agreement to say, listen, next year, if you stay with United next year, you will get first team opportunities. That was said to JJ Gabriel. So we have to include him as a cam or as a striker, wherever you want to put him. But I will put him as a cam. And the same to Thompson. It was said in his package, in his deal. It was said. So yeah, let's move on to the strikers. We got Sesko and Xerxes, obviously. As it stands, Xerxes not gone anywhere. So yeah, Sesko and Xerxes. Plus Juventus, who were linked with Xerxes, have just bought Cole and Moani. So I don't know what's going on there. Like I said, United, terrible sellers. But then I personally would also, unless there is a very, very extremely good loan opportunity, and even if I send this guy on loan, it would only be an initial 6 months. Then we have a look at things, see how it goes before we let him go for another 6 months. And that person is CHIDO Obi. Because I feel like he's ready for the step up. I feel like we saw it. We saw him play under Amorim. And for me, he didn't light up the place, but he didn't look out of place. At times, he actually looked more dangerous than Højlund. He was giving defenders more to think about, for me, than Højlund at times. So, with another 6 months to a year's development, which he's had, and he's continued to score in the younger age groups, whether that's at the 18s or under 21 level, I feel like I don't understand why we haven't seen him, considering Sesko's injured, and considering Xerxes was supposed to be about to leave. I don't understand why we haven't seen him at pre-season. CHIDO Obi I'm talking about. So I would definitely have him in and around the squad. Like I said, if I do loan him out, it will only be, I'll be very, very picky with the loan for CHIDO Obi. You have to like kind of guarantee him game times. It has to be in the right league, the right environment. Do you know what I mean? A similar formation to our similar ideas, similar principles in terms of club. So yeah, I would be very tempted to just keep him, especially with Sesko's a little bit injury prone as well. He does get a couple of knocks. He does get knocks. And Xerxes, we don't know what's going to happen with him. So yeah, I would look to keep Obi in and around the squad, to be honest. So yeah, that's that. Listen, man, little bit underwhelming, but that's where we're at right now. If we're being realistic and we're looking at taking the squad for what it is, we've got the 3 goalkeepers, Lemons, Darlow, Heaton, 2 right backs, Dalot, Maz. We've got the 5 centre-backs, Delit, Leach, and Maguire, Euro, Heaven. But like I said, I would not send none of the promising young centre-backs. I wouldn't say straight add them to the squad because I don't think they're ready, but I wouldn't send them on loan. And I'm talking about Kukonzi and Dan Armour. I'll keep them in and around the club just in case the likes of Delit and Leach or even Maguire gets injured. Do you know what I mean? Just in case. Sure, Dorgu, and I would add a Mass as a left back. And then we got the 4 midfielders, Mason Mount, Maino, Tielemans, Santos. I would add Tyler Fletcher to supplement that as a 5th midfielder. Then we got Bruno and Lacey, I think, are the out-and-out cams for this season. I would add JJ Gabriel to supplement that. And Bruno, Ahmad right wing, Cunha and Rashford left wing. Obviously, Thompson is, whether we want to add him or not, is in his contract, is within his transfer package, is that he's going to be in and around the first team. Sesko and Xerxes, I would add CHIDO Obi. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, guys, man. Love.